Hi, friends. Welcome to my couch. This is movie 26 of Disney Plus movie reviews. Daniel is behind me playing a video game. So if you see him, that's what's happening. He's playing a Star Wars game. So today I'm talking about a movie called A Ring of Endless Light. It was a DCOM. I'd never seen it before. It's kind of heavier a little bit than DCOMs are now. There's no fun dance breaks or musical numbers or zombies or werewolves. But there are some dolphins named Enid and Basil. It's like basil, but it's Basil. Also a baby dolphin, and you see it being born. But whatever. So this movie came out in 2002. I'm just going to read you my notes of what happened because, I took them, so why not? And it'll be an interesting way to hear about this movie. They use an umbrella to cover the opening in the top of the car. The grandpa lives on an island. Vicky, her younger sister, who is Naomi Wildman in Voyager, and their little brother, whose name I don't know, Rob. I do know it. I wrote it down. Rob. Go to stay with the grandpa, who is 81. He has an open-top car, and they use an umbrella to block the rain. The grandpa is not doing so hot. A lot of people ask. Well, like 3 people ask, but the grandkids don't question it. Little boy Rob went to get a frisbee, and it's lost in the ocean, so then he gets lost in the ocean, and I bet a dolphin will save him. A dolphin does save him. The grandfather is a reverend. A few people have asked if he's doing okay. He's 81. Is this main girl Vicky secretly a mermaid? Is that why she keeps dreaming about the ocean and being a mermaid? There's a boy that I referred to as Dolphin Boy, whose name is Adam. And she says, he cares so much, but he sees so little. It was very dramatic, so I wrote it down. Zachary is the love interest from before this movie started. So like last summer, she wrote him letters and he never wrote her back. And he was like, my letters were boring, but I missed you, Vic. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. Zachary's dad uses drift nets, which are illegal. Zachary's dad threatened his son with losing his lifestyle if people find out. And then Enid has a baby dolphin, and it just kind of comes out. So that was interesting. I don't know if that's how dolphins actually deliver babies. I guess it is, because why would they lie about that? It was weird. Zachary is taking pictures, trying to catch his father's boat, being illegal. Anything for a lady. That's something he'd said earlier. Zachary says to Vicky about Zachary and his dad, we never fight. You see, in order to fight, you actually have to talk to each other. That was pretty rough. Zachary's dad is now a single father because his mom passed away within last year, and it doesn't seem like his dad is handling it that well. He sent Zachary to counseling, and the counselor, after multiple sessions, concluded that Zachary was grieving his mother's loss. He missed his mom, and he was like, yeah, I knew that. He also goes to a lot of different private schools because he keeps getting kicked out. Whee! So the way that they're keeping their drift nets hidden is a little boat gives the big boats drift nets about a mile offshore. Adam is like, oh no, I won't come to the mainland and dance with you and Zach, but I will come at night and ask you to teach me to dance with just you, me, and my boombox. We find out that grandfather used to be a missionary. That's pretty cool. Adam and Vicky kissed a few times. There are no secrets to dolphins. That's why it's worth it to them to return to the sea. Also, that's where they live. Zachary is ready to catch the bad guys, but then they talk about Adam, they meaning he and Vicky. And then he plays chicken with another boat, and she hates it. I would too. Then grandfather falls onto the floor. Vicky finds him next to his bed. He keeps calling Vicky Caroline, who was his wife, who has passed away. Grandfather has leukemia. He hasn't told the kids' parents yet. He has a good, realistic view of faith, says Daniel. Grandfather says he trusts God completely in what God has in store for him. The 3 dolphins are swimming towards the net. Enid, Basil, and the baby dolphin. Enid is trapped in the drift net. Basil and the baby are not. Basil is going to lead us there with the help of Zachary and his boat. Somebody else is also on the boat because there was a visible crew member, so that was awkward. The reason we're even doing stuff with dolphins, side note, is because Adam is researching them, And Naomi Wildman from Voyager, the little sister, is interested in science stuff, and Vicky is interested in Adam. So she goes there, but then she's like talking to the dolphins with her mind, / they're talking to her, they're communicating, but she doesn't want it to be a thing, but it is a thing. So Vicky calls her grandfather for a favor to call the harbor master because he won't believe them. And then Vicky jumps in. She might die. And then Adam jumps in with cutter things after Vicky to go help save the dolphin. And his foot might get tangled because they're showing his foot awfully close to the net. It does. His foot does get tangled. Adam glimpsed Vicky with a mermaid tail underwater while she was saving him. And then the dolphins talked to him just once. The dolphins told him to hold on, that he has more to do. And then I was worried. Is the grandfather going to die? He's lying on his bed and he's weak. And then he says to her in his dramatic speech, right before, spoiler, this is really all spoilers. Right before he dies, he says, "You have a light, Vicky, a wonderful gift. You have a special voice. Don't ever hide it. The world needs all the beauty it can get, darling. Share it with everyone. Share it. Promise me. Don't ever be afraid, dear, to show the very special person that you are." And then he kind of was saying something else, and then he trailed off, and he died. It was sad. And then we dramatically panned to the stars. There were 2 bright blue stars. Were those grandfather and Caroline? They weren't very close to each other in the sky, so I don't know. But I don't know why else we would be showing dramatic stars. Vicky picks up her book of poetry again because I didn't mention that, but she would mail her grandfather poems, and he put them all in a book that he labeled Volume 1, and he was like, "I can't wait for Volume 2. So that was cute. But now he has passed away, and he's with his wife, Caroline, and God, so that's pretty snazzy. But Vicky picks up her book of poetry again, but it's a new book. It says Volume 2, but this book is blank. And grandfather he looked forward to Volume 2. They call him grandfather the whole time, not grandpa, not anything else, just grandfather. The little brother thinks that maybe when you die, you go somewhere where you get something new. So you're going to a place where you get something new that's not explainable, any more than seeing would be to a planet of people who can't. So he's like, maybe we came from somewhere we couldn't see, and then we came here, and then you just get a new thing. Maybe so, but you gotta cope how you gotta cope. Adam liked Vicky's writing. She let him borrow her book of poetry, I guess. Vicky had told her grandfather earlier that she didn't have anyone else who understood her, but he said that she'd find that through her writing, and now she's found Adam. Yay! Adam said, "You know, your grandfather always said that art and science are really one." Cool. And then he was like, "All right." And she said, "Good, so will I." Which would be a lot better than Zachary, who didn't write letters. And then there was a dramatic voiceover poetry reading from grandfather at the end. And I think they read this poem earlier, but I didn't as much listen to it earlier. But with the dramatic voiceover, I did. I'm going to tell it to you now. "I saw eternity the other night, like a great ring of pure and endless light, all calm as it was bright, and round beneath it, time and hours, days, years, driven by the spheres, like a vast shadow moved, in which the world and all her train were hurled." That's from a poem called World. And we also get the movie title from this, A Ring of Endless Light, because it says a great ring of pure and endless light. So, similar. And then the movie ends. Well, the kids are going home with their family, but the movie ends. Daniel said, "It was fine. Seems like it would have been a solid DCOM, 6.3. I gave it a 6 with a question mark. It was a good movie, fun story, but I wasn't super invested in any characters. The younger siblings could have been replaced by anybody, and it wouldn't have made a difference. I expected there to be more drama with the boys. I didn't mind not having to watch it, but I was surprised, and it wasn't that realistic without it. Because Zachary had been her love interest, and he thought they were going to pick back up where they were, and then Adam was this new love interest, but nobody cared. It was pretty good and heartfelt for a DCOM, except for the weird lack of boy drama. So I gave it a 6. Daniel gave it a 6.3, so 6.15 average. So that was A Ring of Endless Light, which came out in 2002. I am Robin. Thank you for listening to me. Bye. I feel like that was a solid ending, right?